So I was a skinny kid growing up at school. Nothing fit me properly and a strong wind would blow me over. And that's the reason why I got into fitness in the first place. I wanted to bulk up, I wanted to get bigger, I wanted to get stronger. And I'm not alone, a lot of people want to do that. But the problem is that when you go and have all these calories in order to build muscles, you can put on body fat, and no one wants to do that. And that raises the question, can you build muscle and lose fat at the same time? So can it be done? The short answer is yes, it can be done. The answer you're looking for though is yes, but it's not optimum. Now, when you're in a calorie deficit or at maintenance calories, you can build muscle and lose fat at the same time. However, it will happen at such a slow rate that it will take years before people will even notice that you're working out. So the best thing to do is to get yourself into a calorie surplus, so have more calories than what you need, so that your body has the fuel in order to grow muscle. Now, that will mean that you will have an increase in body fat. You can't just tell your body, here's a load of calories, but I only want you to use it for your muscles. That just won't happen. But in this video, I'm going to explain to you how you can keep your fat in check or even reduce it through the phase of bulking. So let's first take a look at the components of building muscle. First of all, you're going to need to have a calorie surplus. You're going to need to have more calories. You're going to need to make sure you're having enough protein, and you're also going to want to make sure you're following a good training program. If any one of these is missing, then you're going to find it very hard. Now, when you first start training, you're going to find that you will grow fairly rapidly to start off with. In the first few months, you're going to find it quite easy as your body is, new to the whole thing. Then what's going to happen is your body is going to adapt, and it's going to be much harder in order to make these gains. Sometimes it can be like hitting a moving target. So how are we going to build muscle and burn fat at the same time? Well, it needs to be done in stages, and it needs to be done strategically. And I'm going to explain this step-by-step process. If you're happy with your current level of body fat, then you can go ahead and skip on to step 2. But for those of you that aren't, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find out what your maintenance calorie levels is, and then you're going to want to put yourself into a deficit. First and foremost, we need to get the body fat down before we can start building muscle. Do not fall into the trap of thinking that you need to do more cardio and you need to do higher reps in order to burn fat. It's simply not true. You want to stick to the same training regime, and you want to give your body a reason to keep hold of that muscle. So now in step 2, we want to give our body the best environment in order to build muscle. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to put ourselves into a calorie surplus. So we're going to be having more calories than our maintenance level of calories. As I previously mentioned, you want to keep your training the same, but what you'll find is that you now have more energy in order to complete your workouts. You'll find that you're going to get a lot stronger, and you'll enjoy it a lot more too. Now, what you will find through this stage is that you will put on a little bit of body fat. And that's because we're just eating so many calories. As I said earlier, you can't give your body all these calories and say only use it for your muscles. It just won't happen. But in step 3, I'm going to show you how you can keep your body fat percentage in check or even reduce it. So throughout this whole process, you're going to want to be able to track everything. You want to be taking photos, you want to be taking measurements, you want to be taking weights. The reason for that is you're going to need to know when you're getting to a point where you're not happy with your body fat. So whether it's visually through photos, whether it's on the scales, or whether it is through measurements, when you see it get to a point that you're not happy with, you will drop your calories down to your maintenance level. Now, psychologically, you're going to find this very hard because you're going to be thinking, I've dropped my calories, therefore I'm losing all these gains, all this hard work I've put in, it's all being reversed. And that is not true. I assure you, if you keep your calories at maintenance level, if you keep your protein high, you will keep hold of your muscle and you will reduce your fat levels. Now, you do this until your body fat percentage comes down to what you're happy with, and it should take around 2 weeks as long as you've kept on top of it, and then you can just put your calories back up again and start making those muscle gains. You can then continue like this until you reach the size and weight that you want. Simple, right? So to make it easier to understand, I've pulled together this example of a typical bulking phase. Now, this particular person is on maintenance calories of 3,000 calories a day. So if we look at the weeks there, they're bulking, so they're doing now 3,250 calories a day. And as you can see, after week 4, they're not happy with their body fat and they want to bring it back down, they want to reduce it, they want to keep it in check. So for 2 weeks they're going to go down to their maintenance calorie levels of 3,000 calories. Once their body fat is back to a position what they're happy with, then they'll put the calories back up again to make sure they continue making those lean muscle gains. Now I just want to finish by saying this is only possible if you're strict with your diet and with your training. It's okay if you had a bad meal here or there. It's okay if you miss the odd training session, but just make sure that when it does happen that you don't just snowball into giving up. Get yourself back on track, be prepared that you're human and that these things will happen, and make sure that you stay as consistent as possible, and I'm sure that you'll reach your goals. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it useful. Please jump in the comments below, leave me a message, let me know a video you want me to do next or a subject that you want me to cover. I'd much appreciate it. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.